Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time this specific lecture reaches you. I'm so excited and so grateful to have you once again tuned in this specific channel, and thank you for choosing this channel for your solutions in a number of challenges that you're facing out there. So this channel is called Grapham Academy, and the person speaking to you is by names at Young Grace. At Young Grace, I am excited to have you, and I'm excited and delighted that you have logged in today. So we have a number of things to learn. In this specific channel, we have looked at how to create a folder. In case you missed it out, kindly look out for it. So we already made a folder, and we have that folder already functioning. And since our folder is already functioning, we are not taking you back through how we can access a folder, and then how can we use it. So we created a number of Microsoft applications here, and we are going to look at them one at a time. We have already looked at an application on PowerPoint or Microsoft PowerPoint. We need to redo it because we did a presentation on how to use Camtasia as one of the applications that enables you to record and guide. We have given you a lesson on how we are able to use Camtasia, and today we want to look at general information on how we can use a Microsoft application. So we are going to choose a Microsoft application that we already used the other time or opened the other time, and this is how it comes. So it is a blank page, or is a blank application, because we have not put in anything. So since it is blank like this and it has come like this, we need to start up. So as you start, or before you think of starting, kindly click on what we call files. So files brings you something like this. So when this comes up, you look at this is new. In case you need a new presentation, you just click here. You don't have to go back to your folder and create a new one, and then open in case we need to open it, and then save in case we are saving for the first time. We don't use that. We use what we call save as. Okay, so in save as, it asks us a direction where we need to save it. Is it in our new folder where it is already there, for it is already saved? However, in case you had not created a folder, it would still direct you either documents or somewhere that you can have your information safe and sound. And then print, in case you need to print it, you just come and order it from here and then print it, and then share in case you need to share it. So that's those are things that we can find, or that is how the files are useful in our presentation. And then since home is inactive, we have to make sure that home gets active. I'm not looking at home, our homes where we are sleeping, where we come from. I'm looking at home under the Microsoft PowerPoint application. We have what we call home. So home, which gives us a number of themes or a layout of these different slides. So based on what you're presenting, you are able to choose the right slide. So the choice of the slide is based on the content you're going to put. So every presentation, before we start it, we need a title slide. That's why we are going to choose a title slide. So when we click on a title slide, we see that most of other things have become active. Like this is active. However, still this font, paragraphing, and even these shapes are not active. So we need to keep going, isn't it? So let's see how we can add a new slide. We still choose a slide, and we can say maybe we need a title and a content, or apart from using that method, we can right click on your PC or on your mouse, using your mouse, and then click new slide. A new slide comes, or you can just click and then enter. On your keyboard there is icon or a button on your keyboard that just indicates like enter, so you can as well enter and you will have created or entered a new slide. So let's see what we can feed in here. We can say we want to make a presentation. We want to make a presentation on communication skills. Okay, we want to make a presentation on communication, and who is presenting? We have Graphom Academy is the one presenting, or is the one interested in having this work get done. All right, so when we type, the moment we type, we can realize a change. We see that this is active, this is active in a way that you are seeing it now black, not that other color like grayish and the rest. So we see that this is active, and yeah, oh, everything is active now, and it gets more interesting when we keep going, because we have other things to explore on or in, basing on the English. So we can use Algerian, and then we can decide on the font size. We can increase the font size. So you see that our work is already getting better, and our work is already getting beautiful, isn't it? So we have this. We can as well change the font size or stay with it. But however, we can change the font size. We can have that, and then we can bold it. All right, yeah, so you can bold it, you can italicize it, you can underline it, basing on your point of interest. And the choice of whatever you do or words you choose is going to be based on the type of audience that you're going to present your work to. If it is for coursework, can it earn you marks when you put that specific color? If it is for your presentation, your company is presenting to a donor, will it earn you that specific appointment or business appointment when you do that? So we have to be so sensitive on what we do, so that we don't mess everything up just because of one small mistake. I don't want to call it small, but yeah, one thing can change everything. Objectives of the study. Most of the slides we make, we need to tell people where we are starting and where we are going to end. Let people not just wait and wonder, or they just be expecting maybe the next slide is the last slide. Okay, so we can look at objectives of this specific lecture on communication skills. We can say we want to definition of communication skills, and then we want to look at the types of communication skills or communication, types of communication. And then we can look at maybe barriers, or we can look at maybe comparison. Yeah, you can look at comparison. We are just doing it so that for practice, you can choose any topic just to practice on how to use Microsoft PowerPoint. All right, comparison between the above mentioned types of communication. All right, your choice of words as well also determines whether your readers or your audience are going to be interested in knowing more about what you're doing. Comparison, they are correcting us. Whenever you see that red line, it means our grammar is not right, and this is a acronym. So let's say between that. Okay, so we are doing this so fast. Don't judge anything that you're seeing here. Just focus on getting the basic and the concept. You can actually do this presentation on any topic of your choice. Let us not make the system rigid. Okay, yeah, I may be making it rigid, but you can be flexible and make things a bit better. All right, we can also look at barriers of communication. Barriers of communication. All right, so we have barriers of communication, as simple as that. So our objectives are done. We can do modification on our objectives, and we see which other applications can work. So on your keyboard, when you want to highlight everything on that specific box, this is like a box, a text box. you highlight, like click on the center and then choose from the first, and then Control A on your keyboard. You will have highlighted everything. So on that we can work on our bulleting. Maybe we need something nice. You are basing on what your taste is, and the taste of your audience. We can also increase the line spacing. If we increase 1.5, we see that. If we have 2, so we see that it is much better when it is 2 for this specific presentation, isn't it? So we define definition of communication skills or communication. Okay, so we know that communication involves a sender. You need a sender to be there. You need the media or medium. Okay, medium of communication, or people call it channel of communication. And then we need a receiver to be present. Like we said, whenever you're presenting this, make sure you're straight to the point and you don't waste your audience time trying to figure out what you're talking about, and be straight to the point. That's why it's called PowerPoint. Like, the points you're giving should have power. All right, yeah, the points you're giving should have power. And then we need feedback. There should be feedback. All right, so we have the receiver. Our grammar has been corrected. Okay, we need a sender, we need a medium, we need a receiver, and that receiver should be in position to give us a feedback. So we can still do the same and highlight for this in case we don't like that bulleting, and then we put another one. Okay, we have a variety. Increase our line spacing to cover up your information. So we have something like that, definition of communication. And then after definition of communication, our next objective, we are looking at types of communication, isn't it? So we can have here types of communication, types of communication, our types of communication. And then we look at verbal, and then majorly non-verbal. Okay, non-verbal. So you can look out for others. We are just giving you, or I am just giving you how you can appreciate this specific application. You can use search out information more on communication. We are not having a lecture on communication skills. However, we are getting a basics of how we can use this specific application. So we have appreciated how we can like type in information in our slides that we have, and how we can create a slide. So you can design this slide by either inserting a table in case it is required, by inserting a picture, any picture of your choice you can use. You can also insert it, and then in case you have shapes that you would love to demonstrate or use, you can do the same. So we have something called designs. These are the different designs. So when you look at this one, has no design or is plain. So some people like it plain, some people like it with designs. So for us who really love to design the work, okay, like I said, the color of your presentation should be based on the audience you're going to meet. Some of this audience are already biased with specific colors. Okay, like in my country, I don't want to talk about most of the colors, but you find that we can be, or you can have your audience biased. All right, so Graphom Academy can decide to choose this, and then someone out there is not okay with just the words, and you find that Graphom Academy may miss an opportunity to do partnership with a specific company just because of the choice of the colors they used. All right, so you have to be so keen and curious and be so alert when you're choosing. In case you don't need any of these ones as well, you can have it like plain, like how we used to have this one. Like everything, you just leave it the way it is, and then maybe add in pictures talking about what specific area you're looking at. And then after that, you look at transitions. Transitions is like how are your slides going to be presented on your slideshow. So we can select this one and then we say let us apply it to all. You can try out, there are so many of them. You can even have each slide having its own presentation. However, look at your audience. Will they get bored of seeing so many transitions? As they are getting used to one, another one is coming, right? So let us still highlight our and then apply animations. Animation is like how is the data going to appear. We have that. All right, so you find that if you're looking at or presenting this information to elderly people, they may not like how your work is coming or appearing or floating in. Okay, so if they don't like it, you find that you can still miss a chance of working with that specific company or of getting your work approved for you to carry out or start up with your research. And then we also have slideshow. You can do the slideshow from the beginning and and then review of views and the rest. So we can save this work like that. We can save it and then let us check out our slideshow. So this is our slideshow on this specific presentation. We go to the second slide. That's what the second slide has, so you can appreciate the